What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got another NBA discussion video to go over with you guys. This time actually revolving around, what's going on with the Golden State Warriors and Andre Iguodala. Are they still going to be interested in him and all of that type of stuff? I'm going to try and, maybe answer that with just my thoughts and opinions and all that type of stuff in this video. So pretty much what's, been happening, for those of you who didn't see, the Golden State Warriors actually traded Andre Iguodala to the Memphis Grizzlies, hoping that he would actually, play the season out with them and then potentially rejoin them maybe in free agency, what it kind of seemed like it was going to be. But then obviously Andre Iguodala actually ended up getting his wish and what he wanted, and was that to be traded to a contending team, where he's actually obviously traded to the Miami Heat, which again, he's been a little bit up and down with them so far. He hasn't exactly been, that great with them at all. But there was still a lot of rumors going around the fact that if he doesn't get, the consistency on what he wants, would he still, maybe give the Golden State Warriors a look and potentially join them? I honestly thought that, he might, potentially give him a look, just based on the fact that he hasn't played that great with Miami just of yet. And if, maybe they didn't go well in the playoffs or something like that, he might, think of rejoining the Golden State Warriors in free agency and just be like another veteran player that I think they definitely need, because, yeah, they've got a really young team now, that they've pretty much tanked out this season. But real interesting stuff that's kind of happened today was it's confirmed now that Andre Iguodala has officially listed his Bay Area house for $3.9 million. And, yeah, obviously will most likely, be selling it, of course. So, again, this is very, very interesting, and kind of just made me think, well, if he still had this house and all that type of stuff, would he be, looking to move back? Some people are still saying that just because he's selling his house doesn't mean he's officially ruled, to potentially not rejoin Golden State. Who knows, he might want to potentially buy one closer to the facilities. Obviously, I believe, they've moved closer. They're now in San Francisco rather than being in Oakland, so of course there may be some sort of stuff going on there. Maybe he would want to move closer. Honestly, I believe that there's no official answer for this just yet. I definitely think he's just going to play the season out, and he's going to see really how he goes with the Miami Heat, because, yeah, he hasn't exactly been that great throughout the season. And, yeah, it's not just like his offense hasn't been that great. Even his defensive pressure around, and when he's on the court, I believe Miami lose more than what they do when he is off the court. So again, that could be a very, very interesting one. Obviously, his stats are 4.4 points per game, 3.8 rebounds, and 2 assists on 37.5% from 3 on 18.5 minutes, compared to season before the Golden State Warriors, where he was 23.2 minutes per game. He was 5.7 points, 3.7 rebounds, and 3.2 assists on I believe 33% from 3. So yes, his numbers were a little bit better, but they were also in more minutes. I think what a lot of people are just, looking at right now was his defensive pressure on the Golden State Warriors was a lot higher than what it most likely is on, potentially the Miami Heat, and just kind of the efforts here and there. It doesn't exactly look like they are really the same. Obviously, he is averaging more blocks per game, surprisingly, on the Miami Heat. But yeah, something about it just seemed more right at the Golden State Warriors. So I completely understand where people are kind of coming from when it does come to that. Look, I would like to see him potentially rejoin the Golden State Warriors in free agency, but it also looks like he's actually pretty committed to the Miami Heat as well. For example, he kind of made a promise to them where it's highly believed that if the Miami Heat think that they can go out and sign a big name free agent, let's just say maybe Danilo Gallinari or someone like that, then he actually will decline his player option of about $18 million or so and sign on a veteran's minimum. But if they can't go out, potentially get a nice role player here and there, it's highly rumored that he's actually going to accept that player option and, yeah, remain on the $18 million, which I definitely don't think the Miami Heat are going to like at all. So honestly, I believe they will just get him to decline it, whether or not they, get a star or not, honestly, because if he actually, does obviously accept it, then there's nothing really Miami could do. But there's always a way where Miami could, potentially tell him, well, we're going out and getting Danilo Gallinari, don't accept it, and then, actually do sign a player like that, and then he doesn't accept it. I think that's the most likely option because, yeah, I think they're going to be very interested in players like Danilo Gallinari, etc. I think it makes a lot of sense for the Miami Heat to try and bring in a second/third star. Honestly, I don't know if it'll be Gallinari. I think they'll try and get Gallinari, but the main player I think they're going to target is actually Victor Oladipo. There's obviously been a lot of people talking about the fact that maybe the New York Knicks are going to be the ones now that may sign Danilo Gallinari, and then there's obviously the fact that the Miami Heat are really looking to try and trade for Victor Oladipo, and because it would be a very, very good thing in my opinion for them to do, because I think that Victor Oladipo, he can definitely, add the not really much needed defense to the Miami Heat, but the defense that the Miami Heat definitely like. I mean, they're a very defensive focused team. They don't necessarily focus on three-point shooting as much as, a couple teams potentially do. The main thing I'd say they focus on is obviously defense and, drafting Bam Adebayo and turning him into the star that he is pretty much right now. He's a great defender, and, they signed Jimmy Butler on the max, who's possibly a top 3, best defender in the league. In my opinion, one of the most underrated players in the league. And yeah, again, they've got both of these players on the roster right now, playing really, really decent. If they can bring in a third defensive star who is also good offensively, there's no telling what this Miami Heat team could do. They'll have a great team around them, and they can try and, bring in Victor Oladipo, and they could literally try and bring in Danilo Gallinari if they really wanted to, although it would make the cap situation very, very hard for them. But again, that's just going to be the way where they can get Andre Iguodala to decline that player option, because he's been so loyal already since he's gotten to the Miami Heat, and wants to play for them and wants to have that player option. He's opted out to say that I don't want to accept the player option if we can bring in a star or something like that. So again, to answer it, I don't think he's going to join the Golden State Warriors back at all. I think they traded him, and I think that, kind of trading him isn't exactly the greatest thing to kind of, say, well, we've traded you, but we still want you back, come back at a season or so. I definitely don't think he's going to do that at all, especially if the, Miami Heat can get in a better situation than what the Golden State Warriors could potentially be in. Yes, the Golden State Warriors may have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Andrew Wiggins, and maybe a couple bench players here and there. But on the Miami Heat, he could potentially go into a season with Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Victor Oladipo, Goran Dragic, himself, Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn, etc. It's going to be, one of the best big threes in the league, with one of the best bench units and just a lot of depth all over the court. And there's still rumors they could sign Danilo Gallinari here and there. The Miami Heat are in a great spot right now, and they've literally got so many expiring deals as well, I believe, with Solomon Hill. So again, I think they're in a very, very good spot, and I can't see why he wouldn't want to, potentially re-sign with the Miami Heat. And of course, now that he's selling his Bay Area home, it doesn't look like exactly the greatest situation to say he will, potentially come back to Golden State Warriors. So in my opinion, I think he's going to, I think he's maybe going to decline that player option and honestly just sign on the veterans minimum, like it's believed that he honestly will. So great news for the Miami Heat fans. That's what I think he's going to do. But yeah, don't rule him out joining the Golden State Warriors. He obviously played a lot of his basketball then. If something bad were to happen with the Miami Heat, I could definitely see him maybe potentially, joining them in, free agency, the Golden State Warriors. But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest NBA news and NBA content. Sports related content in general. Don't forget to comment in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts and opinions on Andre Iguodala? Do you guys think he's going to join the Golden State Warriors in free agency? Or do you guys think he's going to re-sign with the Miami Heat? And will that be on a player option? Or will that just be on maybe a veterans minimum? Again, I definitely would really like to know your thoughts and opinions on it all down below. But also, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlog channel. And definitely don't forget to go check out my podcast as well, where I talk about all the latest sports news and sports content like NBA, NFL, all that type of stuff. Again, hopefully I'll be releasing a new episode maybe on that very soon as well. But as I was saying, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.